You probably have questions. You might be wondering why, but I'm just so hungry. Just kidding, do not do that at home. Welcome back to another episode. Today, we are talking specifically about the Fluval line of plant substrates. The two I have in stock here at OSA. Specifically here, we're talking about the Seekonk store, but I'm pretty sure all three locations have both of these in stock. Fluval Stratum and Fluval Bio-Stratum. You might be wondering, what in the world is the difference between the two? Joe, they look the same. Which one do I buy? Well, today's video, we're going to explain the differences and which one you should purchase for your planted aquarium. Let's dive in. First up on our list today is the traditional Fluval Stratum. This has been out for quite a while, and a lot of people know what it is and a lot of people use it. It's a humate-derived soil substrate. It's from the famous Mount Asolo volcano. I would never have remembered that, so that's why I'm reading it off the bag. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's a rich mineral substrate that, unlike other types of plant substrates, comes fortified already with beneficial nutrients and trace elements in the substrate itself. But the unique thing, because it is a volcanic ash-based soil, it will absorb nutrients as you liquid dose them necessary for your plant's growth, which is fantastic. So, like any other humate-derived soil on the market, it is great for plants. It is non-compounding. It's not gonna just stick all together and not allow the plant's roots to grow properly. And it promotes root growth. It's super soft, and it really delivers nutrients very well to where the plants eat. Fun fact, plants absorb 400 to 400 times more nutrients through their roots than they do their stems and leaves. So give them soil, give them nutrients, something that's going to feed them. If you're not gonna use this, then I don't know what else you're gonna do. Since we just finished the video about the invert system here, showcasing what these substrates look like when they're not in the bag when you purchase them in the store. If you guys have not seen that video yet and you're watching for the first time here on our channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Danny can link it up in the YouTube card below, or above, I should say. Why did I say below? I don't know. Anyway, this substrate, for obvious reasons, is fantastic for a planted aquarium, like I have mentioned before, but on top of that, it promotes a naturally slightly acidic pH, and it will lower alkalinity, lower pH, and make it more acidic in the aquarium, which is ideal for things like shrimp or maybe tetras or certain varieties of plants. You're clicking on this video because you want to know the difference between the two, and let's talk about the BioStratum. So the BioStratum, the two main differences between the two substrates, and it is going to depend on exactly what type of aquarium you are going to be setting up. One main difference, and a cool new benefit of this version, is that it's actually fortified and enhanced with live nitrifying bacteria. We got the light on now because we're getting serious. So the main difference between the two substrates here, for one, is the grain size. So approximately Fluval Stratum is going to be anywhere from 3 to 5 millimeters in those cylindrical little beads. And the BioStratum is going to be between 1 and 3 millimeters. What this does is it provides a better network, having smaller crevices for fine rooting plants, like if you're gonna do a carpeting plant like hairgrass or maybe Monte Carlo, something along those lines where you need that very fine substrate for those little hair-like roots, or even if you're getting into something like Glossostigma, or ideally it probably won't do as well because it's a nutrient-fortified substrate, but something along the lines like Utricularia graminifolia has extremely delicate root systems and typically grows better as an epiphyte because it's a carnivorous plant, but in this case it may actually eventually make its way over the substrate as you're growing it. So cool little fun tweak with the BioStratum. It has a finer grain size for more delicate rooted plants. Some types of stem plants, etc., would probably prefer the grain size of the BioStratum. Now, the other main difference and the new addition to this substrate here is the bioactive. So the addition of live nitrifying bacteria. It's actually infused with bioactive beneficial bacteria that become activated once they're in contact with water to break down waste and kickstart the nitrogen cycle. And this is super key, especially if you want to really rapidly establish an aquarium. Now, this isn't a replacement for the addition of actual live nitrifying bacteria, like for example, the Fritz Turbo Start. I think that is still necessary to use, but this is definitely going to help jumpstart and really increase your success rate if you're gonna do a fish in or shrimp in cycle to minimize any type of ammonia at all. Now, being a organic volcanic ash substrate, most of these you will find online that they do release some small amount of ammonia when they are first introduced into the aquarium. Now, having the active beneficial microbials that have been incorporated into this substrate may help prevent that. I'm not a scientist of any degree and have not done a full test with control subjects, but when I set up this aquarium here where all of the shrimp are, I used this substrate in the majority of the aquarium. I used the regular Fluval Stratum in a bag of the Aquasolum, and I did not have a single ammonia spike using the Seachem Ammonia Alert, which works fantastic. By the way, if you have not seen that product, go take a look at that. We'll have to do a video on it soon. But with that being said, maybe it's because of the addition of beneficial bacteria that is in this substrate. Maybe it's because I also added Turbo Start. Maybe it's because the shrimp produce a very small bioload as well. Maybe they didn't release any ammonia at all. You get the gist, you get the point. Now you know, after today's video, the difference between the two substrates, and you're able to freely make your choice based on your individual needs or your individual tank's needs, whether you need the bigger granule size or the smaller granule size for the varieties of plants that you are going to be growing, or if it is going to be more beneficial for you to have a substrate that is fortified with live beneficial bacteria. Folks, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you next time on another episode of Ocean Aquatics TV. You know what's coming next, baby. Keep it fresh.